Some of the most common misconceptions comes when people talk about Giorno's character, as I feel like there is a lack of understanding when it comes to his character for whatever reason. He was a very easy character for me personally to understand. But let's necessarily talk about his dream. And also, to answer your question in short form, no, he would not care if you were outside smoking a J, as long as you're a legal adult doing it. If you're a kid, I don't know, he would probably just come up to you and take it, or turn it into like a fly or something. Imagine Giorno turn your J into a damn bee, a bumblebee. Shut the fuck up. You know, I'm just chatting. But when we talk about Giorno's dream, it is important to mention when we're talking about substances, and we are talking about Bruno and Giorno, they both want two different things. They want two different things in their areas. Bruno wanted 0 substances unless for absolutely needed medical use in his area, in his space. Giorno, however, doesn't really care. And the reason I say he doesn't really care is because he's always said anyone can do what they want with their lives. It has nothing to do with him. But he doesn't want the kids to get hooked on this stuff. You can see that in the first few episodes, actually in the fight with Bucciarati, because the whole reason he stopped fighting Bucciarati after he had him beat was so he could tend to a drug-infested child. He didn't want the youth to go through a horrible and hard life just because they decided to take some type of substance or they were persuaded into taking it. His motivation comes from the idea of giving back, because when he was a child, he saved a gangster, and that gangster in turn turned his life from a horrible, abusive hell into a haven just by getting his stepfather off his back. But as shown in the anime and in the manga, he didn't really have a problem with drug dealers themselves. He didn't really care about the actual dealers. He only cared about taking out the top of the system. And the only reason he did was just so he can manipulate and decide how much actually flows into the public. Now, technically, this doesn't count because it's non-canon. But I'm going to add it in either way, because some people add Purple Haze feedback to the canon timeline. But in Purple Haze feedback, one of the only reasons he even decides to go after the drug group is because of one of their stands. One of their stands is what makes the drug, and it's so addictive and has so many powerful effects. He was just like, yep, they cannot be left on the street. It's definitely one of the more common sense things, but Giorno's character kind of gets boiled down to, oh, he doesn't like any types of substances at all. When in reality, it's just like he wants to rebuild his community and make it a place for stability and economic growth at all times. Also, I see people being like, oh, he wouldn't like jodio. Why wouldn't he like jodio? He would love jodio. His only issue with jodio would be that he's selling it to other high schoolers, but then he will also be like, well, you're a teenager, you're the same age as me, we're both 15, so it's not really your fault per se. And then he would go after the head. He wouldn't have any qualms or any issues with jodio, because jodio, he's just another dealer. He sells the gas, that's just it. Also, this is the perfect time to mention this, but I kind of feel like Giorno's dream is like somewhat a combination of what Dio, it's literally a combination of what Dio and Jonathan's son combined would dream about. I feel like dream about putting your hometown in power and making it a stable place for children to live and grow. The second half is definitely part of what will be Jonathan's dream. The first dream in the first half will be Dio's dream, having your hometown be a place of power and stability and growth and financially rich. That would be a full Dio dream, except Dio would just be the ruler of that town. I don't know, I was just thinking about it and, it crossed my mind. But if y'all like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. We're on the road to 2K and we just hit 1.9. Peace.